Hi everyone, welcome to Divine Sacred Tarot. Today I'm going to be talking about why the twin flame journey is such an odyssey, but also understanding not only the purpose of twin flames, but why your counterpart may be chasing other women. So this is a very short but profound video that I compiled because the twin flame journey is likened to that spiritual odyssey, as I mentioned, a connection which is so profound, it transcends into that physical realm. And it does feel very complex, especially if the male energy, the divine masculine, ends up pursuing other women. So I'm going to explain why there is a purpose of such painful experiences in the broader scheme of your spiritual connection. So let's explore the layers of meaning behind these challenges and how they serve your growth. So, firstly, understanding the purpose of twin flames, because the concept of twin flames does rest on the belief that you and your counterpart are two halves of the same soul. You're incarnated in separate bodies, and the bond isn't just about romantic fulfillment, it is a pathway to spiritual growth, to self discovery, and to align with your higher self. And if you've ever wondered why does this connection feel predestined? Why the synchronicities? Why the intense emotions? Why the familiarity that pull you together despite all of these challenges? And these are the moments that remind you your bond is divinely orchestrated, even if the path seems unclear. So when your male twin flame seeks other relationships, it can often feel as if it's a betrayal of your connection. Could this behavior be a reflection of their own internal struggles? So here is a bit of perspective to consider. When a divine masculine pursues other female relationships, it's predominantly because they may have unresolved wounds. Now, the twin flames mirror each other's deepest fears and insecurities. Maybe look at their actions that could be stemming from unresolved wounds. And this is sometimes around their own self-worth, their own fear of intimacy, that they want those superficial relationships because they don't want to delve deeper into an intimate, um, real type of connection where they have to dig deeper into their own emotional healing, right? And sometimes when we see this, it could trigger an abandonment wound for the divine feminines. And obviously, it depends upon who you are, what your background is. But what I'm seeing here is you will find it an easier time if you can actually ask yourself, am I able to raise my own self-worth? Why am I fearing intimacy? And how might these wounds exist within yourself? How might you be mirrored back for mutual healing between the both of you? And as I mentioned earlier, that sometimes twin flames could have this sense of low self-worth, fear of intimacy, fear of a truly deep connection because they pursue superficial connections, or they may even find connections which is mutually wounding, right? If they end up becoming friends and connecting with individuals who are familiar in terms of a trigger for them, because they are overwhelmed by the intensity, the twin flame bond demands the divine masculine to have a deep emotional and spiritual sense of vulnerability. The way that the divine masculine can escape this is by pursuing other connections, other women, and that escapes that intensity of the connection. So we do have this runner chaser dynamic where one counterpart chases and the other runs because They don't want to face that emotional, spiritual vulnerability. And the intense nature of the twin flame connection means that it requires cultivation, it requires patience, it requires navigating those inner wounds, those fears that perhaps the divine masculine and the divine feminines are facing. And what we're seeing as well is the divine masculines end up mirroring the ego and societal attachments. So often when they're chasing superficial relationships, surface level relationships, their ego clings to those societal expectations, the material world, and they find it hard to let go of the material world. And so pursuing these types of relationships are safe, they are comfortable, they feel in control when they are in pursuit of those connections. And so when the ego clings to those superficial relationships, the twin flame has this sense of attachment to distractions. They have the sense of attachment to the material realm, but it's asking the both of you, where do you need to grow in terms of your spirituality? Where do they need to delve deeper within themselves? And where do you need to align with your spiritual path? And also, we've got the soul lessons. So, a lot of times the divine masculines are associated with other female companionship because it is part of their journey to understand the emptiness, the shallow connections. It is up to them to help others understand that this is not my person. So your divine masculine needs not just to choose you, they already have chosen you. They need to choose themselves. And this is a mirror to you, feminines, where you are asked to choose yourself in this scenario. Could they be teaching the other feminines the value of depth, the value of authenticity, the value of kindness? So, the good qualities that your divine masculine holds and is privy to may need to be given to those external feminines because they weren't able to learn it any other way. So, actually, having the ability to be a part of a different type of connection means that they are able to learn lessons in a way that can be toxic, but it also in terms of why they need to keep expanding love, why they need to um, understand which type of vibrations they want to come back to. And it's also allowing themselves to heal deeper, to find that no one else compares to you, divine feminines, but they need to search that in the material world. They need to understand that these connections are empty, are shallow. They lack the depth and authenticity that you and your divine masculine have. And so they are searching externally for reasons why this connection is so special. And so, if we have a look at our own inner state in this twin flame journey, the counterpart definitely mirrors your inner state. So, if you are fearing certain things, if you are insecure about certain things, if, for example, you have a fear of abandonment, of not being chosen, these are the ways that you can unlock unconditional love for yourself and also understand where are the foundations that you need to build up feminines in order for you to be safe, secure, and stable within yourself, to choose yourself and to embrace your own healing. Are you able to embrace self-love, or do you carry fears and doubts about the connection? So just pause and ask yourself, how can you use this time? This time in separation is so important to strengthen your own self-worth, to cultivate your own inner peace. And remember, your healing does create a ripple effect that can inspire growth in your twin as well. So, whatever healing that you're going through, it's definitely going to be ricocheted for your masculines because you're a vibrational match to one another. If you're able to prioritize self love, your journey is much more about than just a romantic relationship. It is about reconnecting with your inner power, your joy, your peace, your happiness. So, where can you actually allow this phase, this area of your life to grow? And it also means that, are you setting healthy boundaries for yourself? Are you allowing others to take advantage? And are you able to set boundaries? And the twin flame journey allows you to pick up certain boundaries, uphold certain standards. And love isn't about tolerating disrespect, it's about communicating your needs and expectations whilst you are maintaining this compassionate self. And so when you're able to practice detachment, and a lot of times feminines find this quite difficult, practicing patience, practicing letting go of the connection. Are you able to trust that the universe has a plan for you, even if it feels so uncertain? How can you have faith in this situation of where you are? How can you have faith in your person, in yourself, that you've chosen a perfect match for you, that you are that version of you in a different form? Are you able to release control to help you focus on your own growth? Focus on your growth without being weighed down by their choices, by their experiences, because you're living two experiences in the same soul. And if you are seeking mentorship or communities like spiritual practices, what are you needing to join or be a part of? I have a Divine Sacred Tarot community where we converse with one another. We're able to share our stories and be there for one another in a private setting, in a private community call where we can feel the authenticity and the power of each other. When we align with other divine feminines who are seeking their power, we end up vibrating at a higher level. And I know that even being a part of the community calls, I come off of those calls on such a higher vibration than when I started. And there are so many people within the community who seek different things. So use specific mentors and communities to aid your spiritual practices. And sometimes when we are faced with a lot of pain during the twin flame journey, it is very much about why is this happening to me? Why me? And it could be that twin flame connection is the whole point of your transformation. It is a catalyst for you to serve a higher purpose, to lead you closer to your own spiritual and emotional alignment. So you may be learning lessons about trust, patience, unconditional love. What are you being taught at this time, and how can you shift your perspective to see this as part of the grander plan, the bigger picture, and the divine plan? So, just to round up, your twin flames actions, they may be painful, but they're not the final chapter of your story. They sometimes go through these painful chapters to understand themselves. And even if they're hurting or in pain, they may not acknowledge this because they seek distractions in the external world. They are the reflection of your growth too. They are the reflection of your growth that you're undertaking. So if you're starting to focus on your own healing, setting boundaries, embracing the lessons during this phase, you are able to transform this pain into a stepping stone towards union, towards yourself. And remember, separation is an illusion. You are one with your twin. You get to experience these things simultaneously. So I will leave you this one question, is how will you use this experience to evolve into the highest version of yourself? Trust that every step you take is leading you closer to the divine union and purpose that awaits. Let me know if you liked this video. Please click the like button and share this video with any friends or family who may find it useful. I'm sending you guys so much love. Bye for now.